Yo, welcome back to the channel. You're tuned into the Risk Taker Sports MLB Picks and Prediction Show. I'm your host, Colby Covers, and I'm here to go over the MLB slate for today, April 7th. If you like what you see, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you put your favorite picks in the comment section below. It's a short slate today. We don't got a full slate of games, I should say. But we're gonna go ahead and get to it. Let's lock in. In our first matchup, we take a look at the Yankees and the Detroit Tigers. On the mound for the Yankees will be Carlos Rodon. And on the mound for the Tigers will be Casey Mize. The Yankees sit at minus 145 favorites, and the Tigers are the underdogs at plus 120. The over and under sits at 8.5 right now. Um, the Yankees are coming off a tough loss to the Pirates. They did try to come back and try to come back and win it in extras, but it just wasn't enough on the road. It's hard to take a team and then watch them go to extra innings, and especially on the road, knowing that it's it's gonna be tough to win that game on the road in extras with that man on second base to start the inning, and if you're a road team, the home team's always gonna get a chance at the end to come back if you take the lead. And the Yankees, they tried, but the Pirates ultimately were able to get that extra run across to win the game. When I look at this one, the Tigers did sweep a terrible White Sox team, but I don't expect much out of this Tigers team. Casey Mize was solid against Seattle in his first outing, giving up 0 runs, but he faces this good hitting Yankees team, and I think he struggled against this Yankees team in the past, and I think the Yankees come out with some hot bats today, and ultimately they win this game. So I'm gonna take the Yankees minus 1.5 in this one, and that's my pick. Next, we take a look at the St. Louis Cardinals and the Pittsburgh Pirates. On the mound for the St. Louis Cardinals will be Matthew Liberatore, and for the Pirates will be Carmen Ladonsky. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I can't even pronounce his name. The Cards sit at minus 125 favorites, while the Pirates are the underdogs at plus 105, short dog price. The over and under sits at 8.5 right now. The Pirates pitcher did give up a lot of runs in 3 2/3 innings, 4 runs to be exact, and that was in his first start. I don't expect anything different in this matchup right here. The Cardinals have shown that they can get the pitchers and they can score some runs. I think they dominate in this one. The Cardinals pitcher, Matthew Liberatore, wasn't awesome in his first start as well. I think the Pirates can get a couple runs off him in this matchup. But ultimately, I think most of the runs come from the Cardinals. But I do think we get some runs in this one. So I'm going to take the over. Next, we take a look at the LA Dodgers taking on the Washington Nationals. The LA Dodgers will start Dustin May on the mound, and the Nationals will start Mackenzie Gore. The Dodgers sit at minus 165 favorites, while the Nationals are the home dogs at plus 140. The over and under sits at 7.5 right now. I do like both of these pitchers. They did play pretty solid in their first outings this season. The Dodgers do make this short trip to DC from Philly. They did show some road struggles early against the Phillies. Were able to still get some hits across, but ultimately just couldn't get some wins, couldn't get the wins on the road. I do expect them to play better here. I expect them to dominate. I meant to say I don't expect them to dominate. I do expect them to play a lot better. Like I said, I do like this pitching matchup. So if I do take anything in this matchup, it'll be the under 7.5 for plus money. Next, we'll take a look at the Toronto Blue Jays taking on the Boston Red Sox. On the mound for the Toronto Blue Jays will be Easton Lucas, and for the Red Sox, it'll be Richard Fitz. The Red Sox sit at minus 130 favorites right now, while the Blue Jays sit at the short dog price of plus 110. I do like this game right here. Fitz was solid at home last season. but not against Toronto. He did struggle in his first start this season, and I don't expect him to be that good in this matchup. Not to be taking him at -130. Easton Lucas was solid in his first start, but he did struggle on the road last season. I do think the value lays with the Blue Jays. They're not a terrible team, and I like to take a team right here on at the short dog price, especially on the road in a new on the first game of the series. I'll go ahead and take the chance with the Blue Jays here and take the Blue Jays on the money line. At the time of me recording this video, the line for the Miami Marlins and the Mets game was not out yet. The Mets are starting Kodai Senga in this matchup, but it's not a line out for this game. So I did want to let you guys know that. And if it's not a line out, I'm not going to break it down or try to give you guys a play in this one. Next, we'll take a look at the Minnesota Twins taking on the Kansas City Royals. On the mound for the Minnesota Twins will be Simeon Woods Richardson. And for the Kansas City Royals, it'll be Michael Lorenzen. The Royals sit at -125 favorites, while the Twins sit at the short dog price of +105. The over and under for this one is 8.5. When I take Kansas City, I like to take them as dogs, not favorites. And they're sitting as favorites right now, so I'm definitely not looking their way. The Twins are starting to catch a stride here and play a little bit better. They did let the Astros off the hook. I do blame the bullpen for that. So I don't want to back the bullpen in this one. But like I said, I do think the Twins are starting to play a little bit better. So just to isolate this game, I'm going to take the Twins first 5 on the money line at -105. Next, we take a look at the Texas Rangers taking on the Chicago Cubs. On the mound to start the game for the Rangers will be Nathan Eovaldi. And for the Cubs, it'll be Justin Steele. The Cubs sit at -125 favorites, while the Rangers sit at the short dog price at +105. The Rangers as a dog are always good to me. When I look at them and when I bet the Rangers, it's usually when they are dogs. And I think that's what I'm going to try to figure out how to do in this one. Eovaldi was solid in his first couple matchups. He got 17 Ks through 15 innings right now, with a 1.20 ERA. Steele has been giving up hits and runs. Well, I would say he gave up some hits and runs in his first start. And the Rangers have been rolling right now. Baseball is a hard sport to stay that consistent in, but I've liked what I've seen from the Rangers lately. I have liked what I've seen from the Cubs too. They haven't been that bad. And it's hard for me to back a Rangers team when the Cubs, they are crushing the ball right now. So that has me thinking about backing this Rangers team. But I do like Nathan Eovaldi, and I think he's going to be the difference maker in the first couple innings of this game. So if I look at this matchup, I probably won't bet it. But if I was to bet it, I'd take the Rangers in the first 5 on the money line. In our next matchup, we take a look at the Baltimore Orioles and the Arizona Diamondbacks. On the mound for the Orioles will be Zach Eflin, and on the mound for the Diamondbacks will be Zach Gallen. The Diamondbacks sit at -125 favorites, while the Orioles sit at the short dog price of +105. They haven't looked The Orioles have not been looking promising this season. They have shown that they are capable of hitting the ball, but they just can't seem to put it together and get wins. I will say both of these teams are some good hitting teams, so we're capable of getting a lot of runs in this matchup. I wasn't. I'm not too high on either one of these pitchers. Either the Orioles score a lot of runs and they win the game, or they don't score at all and they get blown out. That's how it's been going lately. So I do think we do get a lot of runs. I do think the Orioles start to wake up. So if I was looking at this game, which I'm probably not going to be betting, but I take the Orioles at the short dog price, and I also would take the over in this matchup. In our next matchup, we take a look at the Houston Astros and the Seattle Mariners. On the mound to start the game for the Astros will be Hayden Wesnowski, and for the Mariners will be Logan Gilbert. The Mariners sit at the favorite price of -155, and the Astros sit at +130. The over and under sits at 7.5 right now. Seattle swept the Giants, and Houston to me is still not trustworthy. Walks have been a problem for Wisnowski. The Mariners are starting to put together some runs and some scoring opportunities. Logan Gilbert was solid in his first matchup. In his first two matchups, he has 18 Ks through 12 innings right now. And I think this is a tough travel spot for Houston. I'm traveling from Minnesota to Seattle. I think that's a tough travel spot, and I don't think they're going to get up for this first matchup. Um, it is a big price for Seattle, but I think it's a reason why the price is so steep for them right now in this one. They're going to end up getting this one done, and they lost the game yesterday, so I think they come back, play a little better, get some hits, get some runs, and ultimately win this game. So I'll take the Mariners on the money line. Next, we take a look at the Cincinnati Reds taking on the San Francisco Giants. On the mound to start the game for the Reds will be Hunter Green, and for the Giants it'll be Logan Webb. The Giants sit at -150 favorites, and the dog price for the Reds will be +125. The over and under sits at 7.5 right now. These teams just met up not too long ago. Hunter Green gave up 3 runs, but he did have 8 Ks. Logan Webb had 5 Ks, but he did give up 3 runs. This game will be decided by the bullpens. I don't trust Cincinnati bullpen at all. That was the issue against this San Francisco Giants team the first time they played them. The Reds led all the way up to the ninth inning in one of the matchups, and the Giants ended up scoring 4 runs in the ninth to win it. So it's no way I can back this Cincinnati bullpen. What I will do, though, is take the Reds in the first 5 on the money line in this one, and that's going to be my pick. And our final matchup of the night, we take a look at the San Diego Padres and the Athletics. On the mound to start the game for the Padres will be Michael King, and for the Athletics will be Luis Severino. The Padres sit at -150 favorites, while the dog price for the A's is +125. The over and under sits at 8.5 right now. Michael King has been light out right now. 14 Ks in 7 2/3 innings and a 3.52 ERA. I think that's he's looking pretty solid. The ERA is a little high, but other than that, I think he's been playing good. Luis Severino, he hasn't been that bad either this season. Both pitchers have given up some walks. The A's haven't been as bad as they were last season. But I think in this one, it's a breath air for the Padres. I think it's a bad spot for the A's. Yes, they are going home, but they're coming out of Colorado. And it's tough to play a game right out of that high elevation in Colorado. So, like I said, I think the Padres breathe a breath of fresh air in this one. And I'm going to take the Padres -1.5 in this one for plus money. And those are my picks for this Monday MLB slate. As always, I appreciate you guys tuning in to the channel. I'm your host, Colby Covers. This is the Risk Taker Sports MLB Picks and Prediction Show. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you put your favorite picks in the comment section below. Bet responsibly, but you know what to do. Always stay risky. We'll see y'all on the next one.